Who calling that phone? Who calling that phone? Who calling that phone? Ladies and gentlemen, who is calling that phone? It's WellsMania, and you are now running wild with the most underrated wrestling podcast in the world, WellsMania Podcast. I am your host, the Kyle Wells, aka WellsMania. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This is episode 190, aka WellsManiaPalooza, and I have got quite the panel, quite the guests for all of you today. So let's bring them on one at a time. He's no stranger to the WellsMania Podcast. It's Stone Payne Productions.
Never, ever do that again. That was horrible.
Do what again?
The singing.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, Nokia by Drake is the official theme song for Wrestlepalooza.
Stick to bad rapping. You can't sing.
I appreciate that. The WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles is here. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. I don't think Kendrick Lamar is going to watch this episode, but those are the things we have to sacrifice.
You never know. You never know who watches WellsMania. And finally, making her long-awaited debut on WellsMania Podcast, you have asked for her. You have wanted her. And guess what? You got her, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wheezy Blonde.
Hello.
How you doing,
I
Wheezy?
thought your singing was wonderful.
Don't
Thank
lie.
you so much.
Don't
Oh, it was so
do
good.
that. Don't do that.
Sing more.
No.
We need more singing.
Don't stroke his
Yes.
ego,
Don't do that.
please.
Is it Stone Payne? Is it Jared? Is
There he
it
goes.
Wheezy? Who calling that phone? Here's the thing about me, Wheezy, that you might not know. Little fun fact for you.
Okay.
I had a brief, with all caps, brief rap career back in 2008. I went through my version of basic thugonomics, and I decided one day to just start writing what was on top of my Hoosier Dome, and I recorded it in my dorm room at Ball State. It was probably the worst sounding quality of music of all time. I made 40 copies. I went to Kinko's and printed out 40 copies of the album cover, and then burnt CDs. You remember burnt CDs.
I did. I had a whole sleeve of them.
Exactly.
It's ironic because they all ended up being burned.
I walked myself into that one. But yes, Wheezy, I used to be a quote unquote rapper back in 2008.
You know, that's an Indiana rite of passage. I feel like I knew so many rappers from up this way. And then around that time too, 2007 to 2010, it was always like young this, little whatever, whoever, whatever, young Mark.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of us.
Yeah, 8 Mile ruined a generation for sure. But yeah. So
you know, my inspiration was
No.
John Cena
Oh, God.
and 50 Cent. The Get Rich or Die Trying movie, it really spoke to me.
yes,
Hey.
you and 50 Cent are like fucking this, bud.
Hey, you know what?
Cut from the same cloth. Yes, absolutely.
I got a chance to meet 50 Cent, and I told him that he was one of my inspirations.
Oh.
And he gave me that big old 50 grin and was like, "That's cool, man." And then took the picture, and we went on with our lives. So
And Wheezy now has to leave the call for some reason.
I don't know. No.
you
I
know,
know it's cool.
in the biz, we call that an icebreaker. But Wheezy, listen, you have been the most requested guest from the viewers of WellsMania Podcast. Every time I put out an episode, somebody requests, "Hey, you need to get Wheezy Blonde on. You need to get Wheezy Blonde on." And I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your super duper busy life to run wild with us. What has been going on with you, Wheezy Blonde? What's new with you?
Oh, a whole lot. Long story short, I just recently quit my full-time job. I've been a hairstylist for 12 years. I've been trying to do more content, but also I just was done with the industry. My body couldn't take it anymore. So trying to adjust to working from home, which is really weird. Trying to adjust to making your own schedule and all those kinds of things, launching a whole bunch of new stuff, trying new stuff out, those kinds of things. So we're kind of all over the place. Wheezy is like in a new era, new rebrand era, but I'm having a lot of fun trying different stuff.
I love that. And you are still young enough where try and keep trying again and don't be afraid to try new things. So I love that you are doing that. I also have been diving into a lot of new things. Fatherhood is about to be my biggest.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
No, you're good. I like the excitement. I love the enthusiasm. So I know a thing or two about trying new things. So it's nice to know that I am not alone. You're over there, up there. You're actually up in northern Indiana.
I am. I'm up at the tippy top. I'm at the state line.
You're
I'm
like
Michiana up here.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do they call that up there? Michiana.
Michiana, yes.
And Jared, you're a Colts fan. Payton, you don't like football. Wheezy Blonde is a Detroit Lions fan.
Yes, I am. One pride.
Y'all just beat the brakes off of who was that? The Chicago Bears? The Bears.
Made my whole week. Oh, yeah. It riding that high.
It was so much fun to watch because I'm like, man, I only know really like two diehard Lions fans, Justin Kyle and Wheezy Blonde. So I know both of them are just freaking out right now. Oh, Mona, the one Mona. She's
Mona.
Yeah, she's a Lions fan too. So that's three Lions fans. Yeah, which I could only imagine how crazy that was. Do you play fantasy football?
No, okay. I don't, mainly just because it's another thing to add on to all the other stuff that I have to do. And like, I'll end up getting behind on it and not paying attention. And I know that I can't commit like the attention to it that I probably should. So I just don't bother.
Yeah, because it's a lot. And the reason I ask is because I'm actually in a wrestling content creator fantasy football league.
How's that going?
Well, so far so good. I'm 2-0. I am in first place. I just beat Sean Ross Sapp this past weekend. So in your face, SRS. But Alan Owens is in the league, and Fit Nessa and a bunch of other wrestling content creators, which is a great segue. And Payton and Jared, don't allow me just to hog up all the spotlight here. If you got any questions for Wheezy Blonde, throw them out there. But Wheezy, you are a content creator's favorite content creator. So I have got to ask, how did you get into the pro wrestling content creating game?
How did I get into it?
Yeah, like when did you come up with the idea that you wanted to do it? When did you really get your first start? Give us a little background of the origin story of Wheezy Blonde, the pro wrestling content creator.
So I started in 2020 on TikTok. And for about 2 years on TikTok, I made other content. I actually was more known for making Indiana-based content, comedy, Midwest-based comedy, just random stuff. And then a couple of years in, I made one trend that had something to do with pro wrestling because I had been back into watching pro wrestling for a few years. That led to just the entire online wrestling people swarming me and just asking me 50 million questions. And then I ended up getting nominated by somebody that made wrestling content as like a female content like wrestling creator, and I didn't really consider myself that, and I fought it for a long time because I didn't really want to do that, just because I didn't want to put myself in a box, I guess. And then I guess it just I did it anyway. There was kind of no avoiding it. Every conversation turned into it. It took over every live that I have. It just took over. Like I felt like I didn't even have a choice. So it just kind of happened really organically. And then I ended up meeting a lot of other people that were doing the same thing as me. The first time I met everybody was January of 2023. We all met up at a SmackDown in Detroit. And I got together with a couple of those people, started doing more podcasts, started doing the live streaming shortly before that. And it really just felt like it happened. There wasn't a moment that I decided, my goal is to be a wrestling content creator. It just all happened so fast and it snowballed that sometimes I don't even feel like I had like a say in the conversation. I just did it and grew to really enjoy it and love it and made, my own thing of it, kind of tried to merge what I always wanted to be was like a YouTube vlogger personality and merge it with sports and my own interests and put like the personal spin on liking professional wrestling rather than always going the analytic route, which is what, I'm always seeing. So that's had great times and it's also had pushback, but it's one of those things that you get used to when you're trying something different and kind of voicing things that maybe other people don't always do. So that's kind of just how it started. It snowballed into it. And now it's turned into this, now people aspire to be a wrestling content creator. Now it's a thing. Now you're getting asked multiple times, how do I become this? How do I do it? And it's kind of hard for me to even give an answer sometimes, because it's like, well, I didn't have a 5-step plan on how it happened. It just kind of fell into my lap. And I realized that I'm super lucky for that. And I'm really, really thankful for it, because it's definitely not as easy as I feel like it probably was a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Go ahead, Payton.
I was going to say, did you have that one moment where, in the wrestling community, you're one of the most renowned names as far as content creators go. Did you have that one moment where it was like, oh, wow, like way more people like know me than I think they do? Was it the first time you were on a WWE product? Because they use a lot of you guys now for clips and stuff.
Part of it was that. Definitely the first few times that they used our clip. The CM Punk return is probably the biggest one, because that was the first one that happened. And I think I even said in the reaction, like, oh no, like they know who we are. Like that was like the confirmation that WWE realized we existed. And that was scary, because it's like they could take your platform away like that. You're literally using their footage and their content. Mm-hmm. After that, probably my first PLE, which was it was after Detroit SummerSlam. So it would have been SummerSlam Cleveland the following year. That was my first big event with the year that I've had since the CM Punk return. And the amount of people that knew who I was a little overwhelming at first, because I was getting stopped like all the time. And it was a really like, oh, wow. Okay. These aren't just numbers on a screen. Like, these are people. These are real people that are out there that have lives and interests, and they're giving their attention to me. And like, they're telling me that their daughters and their sons love to watch me. And it just became a lot more real of a thing to me. And I take it more seriously than just being like, I want to get more followers. I want to do this. Like, it's something so much bigger than that to me.
Well, you are damn good at what you do. And you're welcome. And you know me, I'm always going to give you your flowers. I'm always going to appreciate you for all that you bring to this community. You are a positive light in this community, full of toxicity and negativity. I can always count on. I know.
You're fabulous. What are you talking about?
Spoiler alert.
We're great.
But that's one thing I really enjoy about your content is you're just real. Like, you're authentic. And you can just feel it through the screen. And I remember the first time that I saw you was probably about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. You started popping up on my Instagram and my Twitter. And I wasn't really big into TikTok then. So I missed the Wheezy origin original TikTok content.
You didn't miss much. You didn't miss much.
We all start somewhere. But I really became a fan of yours when I started watching your wrestling content, because I was like, man, it's not very often that you see a woman doing wrestling content, and she's doing it really well. Like, I was intrigued. I was captivated, because you're hitting wrestling from a different viewpoint from me. And I enjoy that. I enjoy hearing and listening to other people's takes and opinions. And so for me, watching you, I'm going to toot your horn here a little bit. I think you're a pioneer in the pro wrestling content creating.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, because I'm telling you, you were like one of the first, not just females, but just one of the first wrestling content creators that popped up. Because I've always been into broadcasting. I'm 1 credit shy of my degree from Ball State. We won't get into that.
I get that.
Me no hablo español. That is what's holding me back, is 1 credit of Spanish. But anyways, I spent 4.5 years at Ball State being a telecommunications major. So I got into broadcasting, TV, radio, but then my career took a path in the radio world. And then all of a sudden I started really getting into podcasting. I didn't even know that wrestling content creating, that's what we were calling that. Because I didn't know that was the thing. I was just doing the podcasting thing, So that's why I say, like, you're one of the first wrestling content creators that I recall coming across. And you really inspired me to kind of take a different dive with the WellsMania podcast, because I'm like, man, I think I can, spin it into my take on being a pro wrestling content creator. One of these days, Wheezy, I will be on your level. We'll get there.
Well, I would like to tell you I do, and that's why I've always vibed with your stuff. And when I see you, I love to say hi to you guys, because it is something that it's not like a copy and paste of a lot of what you see, and that's okay. Like everything is like an inspiration from something else, but yours actually stands out, and it isn't the rubric of everything that you see everybody else doing. I think that's why I try to change mine up as much as I do, because it's like, oh crap, okay, everyone's following this rubric now. All right, what do I throw in that's going to be different? Not to give up too much away of like how my brain works and how I try to keep things like moving. But no, it's refreshing to see people trying different things, because it shows that you have a lot of courage to do it, because you don't know if it's going to work or not. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to do this thing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I think that's the true like mark of like an actual creative and someone that has passion for something.
Yeah, that's really well said.
And you do it very well.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, because I've never been afraid to just be me. And I'm always like, you either are going to like me or you're not going to like me. And Jared has known me for a very, very long time. And
he's like, yeah,
I'm very true to myself. What you get is what you see. I'm just me. It's just me, Oos. To quote,
I did have a question for Wheezy on that lane.
Go for it.
This may be a little more specific, but since you do the sort of reaction, is like you're watching the show and you're reacting to it live. A lot of the fellow reactors, it seems like they are putting on a show. Like they got to do a big reaction to minor things to try to get noticed or something. But you are very just like, oh, that was cool. And you react to it very naturally. Like, are there times when you feel like, oh, hey, I got to kind of spice this up and put on a little more razzle dazzle? Or are you just like, this is what I'm doing because I don't want to be like certain people that even we are friends with who have tried to do big reactions to get on camera or things like that. So I just was trying to read the algorithm and all that. And since you're already kind of down that lane, that's sort of what I was wondering.
They're definitely in the beginning, before reaction videos became as big as they were. Before, I never really thought about it. I just was sitting in front of my camera and doing it. When things started blowing up and it became more of a thing where the chatter on the internet was people starting to say, oh, well, people are faking reactions for this. They're faking it for this. And it became more of a knowing that there was going to be a critique of how my reaction to something was. I won't lie. I've never purposely done something for the sake of the camera, but it does hit my brain when something happens of, oh shit, like, okay,
this is probably getting clipped and used on raw.
Yeah, of like, oh my god. Like sometimes there will be like a pause of keep it cool, you're fine, like just keep going. Or there'll be the moment after of like, oh no, what did I just do? Like, was that too, like, I've second guessed. I mean, like, did I react to that? Like, is that going to seem not like I've really actually thought that, but there's never been a process of I got to do it this way.
Because
that crosses my mind now.
Because seeing a lot of your stuff, you've always seen like the reactions are authentic. Like it's never like, oh, I gotta do this. But I mean, also at the same time, it's gotta be weird that people react to how you're reacting. Like that's a weird social thing there. Like I'm gonna have an opinion on how you felt about something. It's like, this is a wild world we live in, guys.
Yeah, and it's like, I've never been one to try and like scope out like, oh, I think that they're being ingenuine. Oh, I think that they're not. It's like sometimes you think that you can tell, but it's really not my place to comment on it. I don't gain anything from calling out someone else that could or could not be doing something that is genuine or not. You don't know. Everyone's personality is different. Some people really do get that excited and, that's just how they act. Some people are doing it solely because they think that it's going to get them on WWE TV. I won't deny that. That absolutely exists, but it's really not up to us to decide whether that's the case or not. Like, it doesn't bring us anything by that. Like, if you want to get on WWE TV, sure, try it. Go for it. You sit in front of your screen for 3 hours and see how fun it is. Like, like go for it. Be my guest. Give up your Friday nights.
Yeah, it always cracks me up when people meet me in person because they're like, dude, you're exactly how you are in your videos, or you're exactly you're everything that I thought you would be, and really nice. And I'm like, what did you think? I mean, yeah.
Have you experienced the latter? Have you been on the receiving end of that yet? Like experiencing meeting someone that you think is going to be okay, and then it turns out, oh no, they're not. Because I have.
Not when it comes to like wrestling content creators, but I did have some experiences with Seth Rollins where I didn't think he was going to be that much of a jerk to me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh wow, okay. So maybe he really doesn't have a personable personality. Noted.
No,
so I might want to avoid if I see him. So that's
I'm sure he's still nicer than Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, Payton, absolutely. Payton, why don't you tell Wheezy Blonde your Ric Flair story?
He's
real
just
quick.
an asshole.
Have
you ever met Ric Flair?
Yeah, must have been a great time looking at her reaction.
He pretended I wasn't there. He was asking. He pretended I wasn't there. Like, he didn't even acknowledge me at all. And I was taking a picture with him and Sting.
Wow.
And so he was asking Sting, like, when do we get to leave? Like, when is lunch? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like standing there, like, this is so fucking funny. Like, but okay.
I met him when I was a kid, and he refused to even take the picture with me.
Oh,
it was WrestleMania 30, and like it was on the streets of New Orleans, and he's walking around with some chick that he paid for. It was obvious that that's what was going on. And, I walk up to him and I'm excited. Oh, Mr. Flair, can I please have a picture with you? He proceeds to start poking me in the chest. And
you're a kid.
I'm a kid. I'm not even an adult. Get away from me. I'm not taking a picture with you. Get out of here.
You're a child. Come on.
And
I could see if you didn't even take the picture, but to be like a grade A asshole.
I was like, what a douchebag. He was, he's not the nicest.
Do you want an exclusive one? And then I'll be done. Like, I don't want to talk shit. I really have not had any really super bad experiences.
A Wheezy Blonde exclusive.
Royal Rumble, Indianapolis. It was my first time working WrestleCon. And I was doing social media. I was kind of bouncing all over with them. I was promoting them, but I also was helping get footage. And one of the people that works there was like, hey, can you maybe get some footage of Kurt Angle? And so I saw that Kurt was interacting with a fan, and the fan actually had a Kurt Angle tattoo on his calf. And I was like, oh, that would be a really cool thing to get footage of. So how you do that, because not everyone, like a lot of the people there, actually, the workers don't know who I am. So you go up to like their promoter or whatever, and I let them know, like, hey, I'm working with WrestleCon. Do you mind if I pull my camera? Because they'll just get on your ass if you pull a camera out and you haven't paid for a photo. So I walk up to the table and I get the approval, and I messed up because Teddy Long's table was right next to Kurt's. And Teddy was kind of leaning back against the table, and he was sitting there, and I just didn't see him. I wasn't feeling really good at the time. I was super anxious still. It was my first time working this show, and I kind of bumped into him, and I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm going to move over on the other side of this line so that I'm not in your way. Like, I'm so sorry. So I moved over, went and took the pictures and everything, and then walked away. And so I'm like 10 feet away from the line now. I'm over with two of my friends, and next thing I know, there's a voice coming at me from right here, and I look, and it's Teddy Long, and he's like, can I ask you a question? And I honestly didn't think it was going to be anything crazy. I just was like, yeah, what's up? And he said, can I ask why, of all the people that are on this wall here, you decided that you were going to take pictures of Kurt Angle? And I was so taken aback by the way he approached me that I just was like, well, it just, from where he was and like the interaction that was happening, I think I said, it just was like, it just seemed like the easiest thing to make like a video out of because of the interaction that was happening. And he literally like put his hand up in my face, and he just was like, because it was easy. I'm sure that's exactly what it was. Right. And then he he walked back to his table, and my friends that were with me, one works conventions regularly, the other has been in the pro wrestling space forever, and they both just looked at me like, oh no, that's not happening. And they like marched me to the person I was working for. And yeah, so wow. I don't think I've ever name dropped it, but yeah, I almost cried. And then I had to immediately go into Mox and Renee's room and like take photos there. And Mox doesn't like social media either. And so I'm like, I want to go. Like, can I leave? Like, yeah. I'm done with this. This sucks.
Wow. Teddy Long turned heel on you.
He doesn't like me. I can't even take the jokes anymore when people bring it up in stream. I'm like, I don't care. You just don't say that. Don't say the line. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? The next time I see Teddy Long, I'm going to go up to him and I'm going to be like, let me tell you something, playa. We don't tolerate any hate towards Wheezy Blonde. And if he plays it off like, I don't know who Wheezy Blonde is.
He will have no idea who I am.
He
probably doesn't remember he did that.
I'm going to remind him. I got your back, Wheezy.
To flip the question, has there ever been anybody you've encountered where other people have always been like, oh, that guy's such a jerk, but then you've like, they're nice to you? I've had multiple, like Ryback's one. Everyone's always like, oh, Ryback's such a jerk. But every time I've met him, he's like the nicest guy ever.
I think.
She's like, no, there's nobody nice in pro wrestling. I hate them all.
No, everyone. That is the only. I swear to God, this is the only bad interaction I've had. That is the only one. Everybody else has been so amazing. I swear. No, I feel like there's no one. No, anyone that they say is terrible, I avoid.
You know who really loves you, Wheezy Blonde? Eric Bischoff.
I forgot about that.
Because that was such a wild interaction, because that was the first time that I had met you in person was last year at Squared Circle Expo 4. And you were very nice enough to do an interview with me. And as we're doing our interview, all of a sudden, Eric Bischoff just crashes the interview. And then he revealed the only reason why was because of you.
It's because I'm blonde.
I was like, well, thanks, Eazy-E. What am I, chopped liver? But I was really looking forward to Eric Bischoff being at Squared Circle Expo 5 earlier this year. So that way you, me, and him could do a collaboration with the three of us. But unfortunately, I think he had some personal issues and could not attend. So one of these days, we will get the Wheezy Blonde, WellsMania, Eric Bischoff collaboration running wild once again.
Okay, hold me accountable with it.
I definitely will. Now, we're about halfway into this episode. I think it's unless Payton, Jared, is there anything else that you want to ask Wheezy Blonde before we turn our attention to Wrestlepalooza?
If you could have a one-on-one match with any other content creator, who would it be? And what kind of match?
Bury someone right here. Wheezy, bury someone. You can bury the
Who
shit
you
out of someone right now. Bury him now.
Who do you want at WrestleMania?
That's a good question.
Bury them.
Go full promo here.
While you're thinking about your answer, I've actually thought about one day doing like a wrestling event with content creators and just booking a card. So this will help me book
so you're gonna do like the Paul brothers like boxing, but with instead of
we got invited to one before by AJ Francis. That was a thing, but none of us were able to go because it was in Florida. You know what? The one that people say all the time, and so because I don't want to fight any of my friends. You know, those of us that are like on the same. You know, we vibe and everything. The person I probably would is because everybody wants it, and I don't think that they think that I can actually kick his ass. So I would have a match against Santi Zap because he lives in his cave and we don't see him and he doesn't come around and he just blows everything up and he takes all the views and he does all this stuff and he starts all this stuff and then he makes all of these expectations that these little kids come in and they're like, Santi's better. Oh, it's a skill issue. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do this. And it's like, that's really great. I love that. Why don't you go back to his chat and do your skibbity toilet Riz 6-7 whatever the hell and go away? Like, why don't you do that? Like, he's made the chat insufferable. So I would like to kick his ass for that reason.
Perfect.
I love it. I love that
We can clip
so
that
much.
and post it and make sure he gets it.
Somebody did make a promo video of us for like WrestleMania 40, I think. to the voices in the air. That was a thing.
Well, that match is gonna happen. One of these days, it's gonna happen.
But next time those kids come up, just remember what Ric Flair did and point him in the chest and tell them that is not the
Oh no,
way
I just tell them to spell their name or write in cursive, and they can't do either of those things. So it shuts them up pretty quick.
Santee versus Wheezy. Now that is a main event blockbuster of a match right there. Speaking of main event of a blockbuster match, Wheezy, did you think that we would get another PLE in Indianapolis this year after hosting the Royal Rumble back in February? Fast forward, here we are in September, and we are getting the first ever WWE PLE on ESPN. Did you see this coming?
No, but I can't say I'm too surprised that it's in Indy, because I knew, and I feel like you would probably like attest to this too. A lot of people haven't been to Indy, and it really is set up perfect for those kinds of events. Like it really is, with the way that everything is laid out, where the hotels are, walking distance to certain things, especially the field house. Like it's just set up really great for that. The price, like the people that I was with from New York, the price of everything is so much lower than what they're used to, even though for us, it's obviously gone up. So it's just, it's a decent place for those kinds of events. So I can't say that I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And it's endorsed by McAfee. So
absolutely. You know, I have been on the ground level for decades advocating for Indianapolis to become this major player in pro wrestling. All it took was Pat McAfee to go national with something that I've been laying the groundwork for here in the streets, working hard. But Pat, you know, Pat's on a higher level than me. So, of course, the real ones, the OGs like Payton and Jared, they know that I've been the voice for Indianapolis to get WWE to bring WrestleMania back, which I still believe that we are getting WrestleMania. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Wrestlepalooza is replacing WrestleMania.
I don't think so. I think we'll still got one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we'll still got one.
We're getting Wrestlepalooza this Saturday at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. It's the first WWE PLE on ESPN. Wheezy, you obviously are going to be there, correct?
No.
What? That's surprising news to me.
I know. It's actually really, it hurts my heart. I want to go really badly, but just I think financially it's not a good decision for me right now. And I don't owe anyone anything. I should reword that. I'm way too therapied. I don't owe anyone anything. But I would like to be able to stream at least one major event this year. I've gone to so many. I think that this is one that it would be nice to, I'll be honest, clip farm. Like that's how you get really good exposure. And I get thrown on the algorithm for doing it because I've been doing it so long. So I need to get some clips out there. I'll take one for the team and not go, but it kills me. I actually just got a text today from someone asking if I was going, and I'm like, no. And they're like, but are you actually? Is this going to turn into like a SummerSlam New Jersey where you just show up and all that? And I'm like, maybe. No.
It could be a pleasant surprise if
when
you
tickets
do
are
showing up.
When lower level tickets are like $900 though. I don't blame you.
That's the thing, and I don't want to be up at the very top for $200. So like I'm just like, no, it's fine. I'll stay home.
Payton, have you bought your ticket yet? Or are you still holding out too?
I'm gonna pull the last minute deal and see if price drops like the day of the show.
That's usually what I do.
Yeah, because I mean $800-$900, like that's double what I've paid to go to WrestleMania in the past. I mean, that's just insane, those prices.
They did drop because like I remember when the tickets were first released, the main floor like was anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000. And then I looked a couple days ago and they dropped from like 1 to 4. So it's like, ooh, they dropped it a couple grand and more people are buying. And they opened up like more seats, but no thanks. I'm good.
I will be there. I will be actually sitting next to the WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles. So Jared, prepare yourself for a crazy wild night of me recording a lot of content.
Oh, it'd be so much fun. You guys are so much fun. It'd be so cool.
But what I'm really curious with you, Wheezy, is I will not be able to watch WWE on ESPN So I'm going to have you report back to me how that experience went on the new unlimited ESPN app, because I do have it. I'm a subscriber. I did the bundle. I've got Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN. You know, I'm about to be a father, so I thought that was a really good investment, getting Disney Plus. And,
It's a great investment.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I was like, oh, $30 a month for a year? That's not too bad. We'll run wild with it. So
Wheezy's clearly VPNing in. Clearly, look at her face.
I'm
She's
not-
definitely VPNing it
What
up.
is the VPN?
I'm not exposing-
Huh?
Not exposing Wheezy on a VPN. I don't
I
even
pay
know,
$30 a month.
I don't know what VPN stands for. I have no idea. But yes, Wrestlepalooza live in Indianapolis, Indiana this Saturday. But before we get there, we've got the Wrestlepalooza store that is running wild on the corner of Capitol. It's right there by Lucas Oil Stadium. It's the Bullseye Event Center. And a lot of people were asking me, even though you can literally go on WWE.com, but they were like, WellsMania, can you read the store hours? Yes.
A lot of wrestling fans can't read, so it's
People don't know how to use Google.
That's what we're here for. So yes,
You're so patient about it. I'm like, Google.
Oh, do you not have the internet? That's weird.
That is
I do.
one thing that I have gotten so good at the older I've gotten is I've become more patient.
No.
So hopefully, Wheezy, when you get to be my age in about 20 years, the patience will just really run
I feel
wild.
like I've gotten
with you.
worse. I feel like I've gotten
Yeah,
less
I
patient.
definitely got worse as I got older. I have no
worse.
patience for people.
Maybe I'm like the
Crap.
rare exception, but the store location is y'all are watching at home. Get your pencils and pads out here. 723 South Capitol Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46225. Here are the store hours. Thursday, opening day. My advice, go. If you can go on opening day, go. Thursday, September 18th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday, September 19th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday, show day, September 20th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And Sunday, September 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You've got 4 days to go spend all your hard-earned money at the Wrestlepalooza store.
No,
But Wheezy, Payton, Jared, there is more. Jared, hold that thought.
Jared's like, come on.
But wait, there's more. You have an opportunity to meet 2 WWE superstars. First come, first serve for these photo ops only. No autographs. Photo ops only. And you need to get a wristband. And guess what? They will pass out wristbands 1 hour prior to the time slot. And it's free. Free admission to the
Are you getting
Wrestlepalooza
paid for
store
this?
and free admission to these photo ops. I should.
You're too patient. This is too patient. I
Friday,
appreciate
September 19th, 1 p.m. Maxine Dupree will do a photo op. And then Sunday, September 21st at 11:30 a.m., potentially with the women's world title, Io Sky. All right, Jared. Questions. Should I put on the glasses?
You sure? Did the check clear yet, or how are we? What are we doing?
Hold on a second.
People think I get paid by WWE.
I am the game, Triple H.
Listen.
Everything that we do for you.
Oh,
so,
whoa.
Jared, you better show up and spend all your money. I've got one question for you. Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
I'm ready to give our predictions.
Oh, yeah.
But the only thing I don't get is like 5
Sorry.
o'clock. Why is it? Why are you only open until 5 on Thursday? You know, people work to pay your $5,000 tickets. Like, we need some extra store hours. What are we doing?
Hey, I'm just, like Wheezy said,
Paul.
patient.
Yeah, Paul, figure it out, Paul. Jesus Christ.
I'm not Triple H anymore, but that has become a bit that I do for whatever reason. People love.
For whatever reason, because I think nobody likes it except you. But
no. People do request that I do my
they?
Triple H.
Where are these people?
Some people.
That had
Some
way too much
people-
emotion. Have you seen Triple H at a press conference? No, it's monotone. He goes on for 20 minutes. That was way too quick.
He says it's what
Too
we
quick.
do. What we do 15 times and light the world on fire at least twice, and then
I guess I was still like DX Triple H from back in the day. I do have to become a little bit more mellow.
Yeah, you're throwing it down.
But yes, Payton, without further ado, we will dive in to our Wrestlepalooza predictions. And there are 5 matches on the card in no particular order. We're going to run through them, and we'll go around the horn here. So throw out all your hot takes, all your predictions and opinions on these matches. And we're going to start with the singles match for the vacant women's world title, Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer. Now, if you're wondering why is there no champion? Well, Naomi and Big Jim are expecting a child, so Naomi had to unfortunately vacate the women's world title, thus why it's vacated. You're welcome. So let's start with our guest of the honor, Wheezy Blonde. Who you got in this match?
I haven't even done, and you get another thing from me that I don't do. I don't do predictions because I don't care enough. I just like to watch the show. However, I'll give you, it's Io and Stephanie. I'm going to say that it's Io only because it's a personal preference of what I would like to see. And I think it's too early. I think it's too early for Stephanie. I know a lot of people argue with that, but that's just where I'm at. Io.
Which is perfectly fine because I like getting someone who just doesn't do predictions to give me their predictions because it's something different.
If I have to.
You can just talk about the match and not ever pick anybody.
Yeah. If you don't want to give your predictions, that is perfectly fine. I'm just curious your thoughts on these matches and then the overall card in general when we run through it. I want to get your take on this Wrestlepalooza. Let's see. How about you, Payton? Who you got? Io Sky or Stephanie? And am I saying her last name right? Vaquer?
Yeah,
Vaquer.
that's good enough.
Yes.
People have said it like 14 different ways.
Yeah,
I know.
So-
I know.
You're doing your best.
I'm gonna go Stephanie. I think they put the title on Stephanie. Io just had the belt not too long ago, and I feel like Asuka at least is going to somehow get involved here, and whether it's on purpose or accidentally is going to cost Io the match. So I'm gonna run with Stephanie.
What about you, Jared?
Yeah, pretty similar to Peyton. I think Stephanie wins. I think her being the champion gives some fresher matchups, and obviously the Asuka Io thing is building. So does Asuka turn Saturday, or does Io not winning the title further that disconnects? So
I agree with Peyton and Jared. I think it's time to put the rocket on Stephanie Vaquer and launch her to the moon as the new women's world champion. And I do think that there's going to be some shenanigans involving Asuka. And I have been patiently waiting for an Io Sky and Asuka match, and I think we're getting closer and closer to that happening. So Stephanie Vaquer is going to leave Indianapolis the new WWE Women's World Champion. We're going to a tag team match, Wheezy Blonde. We've got the reunited, and it feels so good. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, are back again. Kinda. Versus the Vision, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, the Bronze. What's your take on this tag team match? Do you trust Jay Uso?
No, not particularly at all. But I'm gonna say that the Vision comes out on top. I do like everything that they're doing currently. I'm tired of seeing it every week in the same font, well, different font, same match. But I would say the Vision, I think we might be going towards some kind of like a Jimmy and Jay round 2, which I would like to see them get to redeem themselves because so many people talk so much shit about their last encounter. So I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I feel those vibes as well. What about you, Peyton?
There's not going to be a Jay heel turn like a lot of people are expecting. He's way too over to turn him heel right now. But I do think there's going to be some sort of miscommunication that leads to them losing the match. And what I would like to see is after the match is over, Bronson Reed just steal all of the shoes and bring back the shoe La Fala.
Yeah. Tribal thief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's the
Acknowledge
best.
the
that was,
tribal thief.
it was the best gimmick in the company.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
it ended way too quick.
It
Let's just
did.
steal
They
all
gave
the
up on
shoes.
it.
Well, maybe, just maybe, he will bring it back. Jared, what about you, brother?
I think the Vision should win, or the Bronze, whatever they're calling themselves. But I think they're going to have the Usos win, with it being their first match back together. I kind of don't see them, and I think with it being the first ESPN show, they're going to want a lot of big hype moments for like video packages and stuff. So everybody in the field house doing the yee and the Usos dancing and winning will be, I think, one of those highlight package moments. So I'm taking the Usos just because I don't think they've creatively got a better solution.
I got to disagree with you, Jared. I'm going with Payton and Wheezy on this one. I think the Bronze are going to get the win. They need the win more than Jimmy and Jay.
100%.
And I agree with Payton. There's going to be some sort of miscommunication here. We're already kind of feeling some weird kind of way with Jay. I agree with Payton. I don't think, like, do you turn Jay, who's one of the most over guys in the company, who literally has everybody yeeting, you turn that heel? Because what are the fans going to do? Are they going to then do what we did with Daniel Bryan after the yes, or that we're going to do no? Are we going to do no yeet? It's just, I don't know. I think it's
Good.
Honestly, that's probably what will happen. But yeah, as far as the match goes at Wrestlepalooza, I think Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker need to get the win. So I'm going to give them the win, especially moving forward to what I think is eventually going to happen is a collision course with the Bloodline and the Vision at War Games in November. Yes. How about another tag team match? And this one is a big one. We've got a mixed tag team match, Wheezy. The return of AJ Lee. Just real quick, how excited were you that AJ came back to WWE?
I was very excited that she was back, but I do always preface that I was not really regularly watching WWE TV when she was on.
Gotcha.
So I am a fan of her and know her through just her media appearances and because she's CM Punk's wife, and I became a huge fan of CM Punk. So I was happy to see her back, and I loved seeing all the girlies' reactions to her being back. That was probably my favorite.
Yeah, it was a big, big moment. So we've got CM Punk and AJ Lee, husband and wife, versus another husband and wife, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. What do you think about this mixed tag team match, Wheezy?
I feel like it will be. See, and that's the thing. My stream makes fun of me because I'm an I don't know girly. I just always think I don't know because my brain goes through every possible thing that could happen, and I can see both scenarios playing out. That's my problem.
I know that feeling all too well.
Yeah, but so I'm just gonna say CM Punk and AJ mainly for the same reason that Jared said of like it would be a really cool moment having it there at Wrestlepalooza on ESPN. But at the same time, I also really love what Becky and Seth are doing right now. I love seeing them together and the dynamic that they're having together. You can tell that they're having fun and it's hilarious. So it would be awesome to just break everybody's hearts and have them win. Like it'd be so funny. And then continue on with whatever they're going to do next. But I'll say Punk and AJ, but I'm just excited to see what pans out because I don't know what to expect.
I think that would break a lot of hearts if Rollins and Becky did pick up the win. So we'll see. We'll see how the field house reacts if that is the case. Payton, what about you, brother?
I don't think you're going to have to worry about it. I think there's only one outcome to this match, and that is AJ forcing Becky to tap out to the Black Widow. I think that's what is going to happen here, and that'll set up an actual Intercontinental title match at some point. They're not going to have AJ lose her first match back. I just don't see it happening.
Jared?
Yeah, the same. AJ losing her first match after 10 years, nah. And if they're gonna try to convince me to get up at 3 a.m. to watch the stupid Perth show next month, they better have Becky AJ for the IC women's title.
Wow. Is that really the start time for that
It's gotta
show?
be something like that if they do
It's
it.
8 a.m. Well, are you in Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 a.m.
Okay. So it's not
I just
too
looked
bad.
the other day.
Still early, though. Still early. I agree with all of you. I think AJ Lee and CM Punk are going to get the win here. A clean sweep for this mixed tag team match. And like Wheezy, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out.
Although, trust me, if Becky pins AJ, hilarious. I will be laughing at so many people inside the field house.
I'll laugh too.
I'll be right there. I will
You get so mad at
record.
me.
I will record your reaction to laughing.
Oh, definitely.
And all the brokenhearted AJ Lee fans right there. That takes us to the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Wheezy, I don't know about you, but a lot of people are wanting Drew McIntyre to dethrone Cody Rhodes. You're one of them, Jared.
Yeah, well, we'll get there in a couple, like 2 minutes.
Okay.
So
Wheezy, what's your take on this?
I have a long-standing love-hate relationship with Drew McIntyre that stems all the way back to WrestleMania 40 because of him whining and complaining and blaming everybody else for his own fault, and then he never lets anything go and he holds grudges. So it's my bit on stream. I give Drew McIntyre a hard time. That being said, I really do want him to win the title. Like, I really want something.
Wow.
I think it's time. Enough. It has been too. If I have to go through another year story arc of Drew McIntyre being screwed out of a title, I'm going to lose my shit. He needs to win. He needs to win. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Win, please. That's all.
You're not alone. Like, I've been getting a consensus from a lot of fans, and they feel you. They feel the way that you do. But what about you, Payton? Do you feel that way?
I want McIntyre to win, but he's not going to. As cool as it would be to see him win, this match is not headlining the show, which means I don't think McIntyre is going to win, because I feel like that would be the big moment at the end of the show. 2, like Jared said earlier, having Cody Rhodes, the face of the company, hold the title up on the first ESPN show makes sense. And 3, the next PLE is Crown Jewel, which, if they go off of what they set up last year, which they seemed like is going to be reoccurring, where they do champion versus champion for a Crown Jewel title, I don't see McIntyre versus Seth Rollins happening as heel versus heel. So you're going to need Cody to be the champion for that. So I think Cody walks out as champion. The only way Drew's ever going to win the title is if he pulls a John Cena and sells his soul to The Rock. That's just what needs to happen.
You with The Rock, you got to stop. Every pay-per-view this year, there's a Rock reference. And buddy,
I didn't say this pay-per-view.
He just went.
He said eventually.
He went and got some cigs and some milk, and he's not coming back.
Of all the WWE PLEs, this would be the one that The Rock would show up on.
First one on ESPN?
Like,
for the ESPN,
it just feels like The Rock would just, I'm going to show up. Why the hell not? I mean,
I'm just saying.
Thwart all the plans. Be like, I'm here. Let's go.
The Rock did get Drew McIntyre a Claymore sword with his name encrusted on, and gave it.
I do remember that. He did gift that to him. The Rock does love him some Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre's also the face of Project Rock.
He is, even though I think that it's me. But yeah. I wear a lot of Project Rock stuff, But anyways, Jared, you think Drew McIntyre is going to beat Cody Rhodes?
Well, I believe my logical side of my brain says that Cody's going to keep the title, but everything in my soul wants, and it's nothing against Cody, just
his soul. Rock reference. I'm sorry.
I just think Drew. You got it. I just think Drew has been on such a run. And it's time to reward that with the big title win. And I think, with going off the ESPN highlight thing, I think a new WWE champion on the first ESPN show is a big moment that they can bank on and be like, oh, if you don't have the new ESPN app, since we're doing Sports Center cut-ins now with WWE and stuff, they'll be like, on Sports Center breaking news, if you don't have the app, you just missed the WWE Championship change hands when Drew McIntyre stunned Cody Rhodes. So
that's why I can't do this, because you guys are both making great points.
I'm hoping.
I mean, I don't know.
So I'm hoping, and I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre winning the title in Indianapolis Saturday night.
This is Sports Center. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Sports Center. Brand new WWE champion Drew McIntyre dethrones the quarterback, sacking him at Wrestlepalooza at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. How's that for a lead-in for an ESPN? See, I always wanted to be an ESPN anchor. Like, that was my dream back when I was at Ball State. Like, I wanted to be Stuart Scott. I wanted to be Neil Everett, like Scott Anderson. I loved the OG guys on Sports Center, but I'm not on Sports Center yet. There's always a possibility.
That's Spanish credit.
Right. I'm like you guys, though. I'm like, I go back and forth. I'm like, I could see Cody retaining, but then also I think this would be a really cool moment to just shock everybody and put the title on Drew. So you know what? I'm going with Drew McIntyre to beat Cody Rhodes. Now, that takes us to the main event, Wheezy Blonde, the greatest.
Kyle, we know your pick. We don't need to hear it.
The greatest of all time, the never seen 17, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. And this has that just big match feel to it. It is the main event for Wrestlepalooza. Joe Tessitore, I'm pretty sure he already announced that this will be closing out the show. Wheezy, first and foremost, do you like John Cena?
Do I like John Cena?
Yeah, have you been enjoying the John Cena farewell tour?
I have.
Okay.
You just can't remember part of it because it didn't happen, maybe. Like March through before SummerSlam was a mirage.
You know, I've gotten to go to, I forget how many of the dates that I've been at, but I've been at more than I would have ever thought I would have been. So it's been cool to see. I got to be at the one that was in Grand Rapids where he like cut his pipe bomb against CM Punk. Like I got to see all that live.
Oh, I'm jealous. I bet that was cool to see
that
live.
That was my favorite thing I've seen. But I do like John Cena. Love John Cena.
Good answer.
So I don't know what to expect because it seems obvious, like, oh yeah, John Cena. Like, yeah, then John Cena's his retirement tour. He's gonna slay the beast and whatever. Why is Brock here? Don't know. I have no idea why Brock's here. Like, I know that they have history, but he just showed up and he just said, "I'm gonna kick your ass, bitch," and then he left. And I don't like. There's nothing else to this, so it's kind of like, yeah, it feels big because it's Brock, but it's like also I don't know why this is happening.
Yeah.
What are you here for, dude? Tell me. I don't understand. I was confused, but I do think it's going to be Cena, but I also don't know.
To answer your question, I think it's more of a nostalgia thing here on the John Cena farewell tour. I don't think that Brock is like back and going to get involved in storylines. I think they're going to strategically pick and choose when Brock shows up and who he shows up to challenge. And it just so happened to be John Cena on the farewell tour.
I heard he needed new money for pants, but that's just a rumor I heard.
When I ripped my pants.
Yeah.
I was there when he did it. We ripped his shorts at Detroit SummerSlam. The whole front of his Jimmy John shorts. They were just wide open, and then he's finishing F5, ripped shorts, and you're like, oh no.
The dude is just such a beast. Like, clothes cannot contain Brock Lesnar.
No.
We'll leave it at that. Payton, who do you got, brother? John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
I think Lesnar wins. I don't see Lesnar coming back. I don't see Brock coming back and losing. But I agree with Wheezy. Like, what is this story? What are we doing here? Like, I might be one of the only people that thought the heel run that we're told to forget about has been way better.
It never happened. Move on.
This like babyface Cena, like the promo he cut this past week. It was so cookie cutter, typical John Cena promo. Yeah. It added nothing to this match this weekend. Just like Brock's segment last week added nothing to the match.
Cena said he's not afraid. He's not afraid. He's going to go up against
he's
Brock.
cut that same promo for 40 years. It's
40 years.
That promo was important because Kyle had to buy a new red T-shirt because John Cena came out and cut that promo on Monday.
True.
Look,
I bought
that yellow Pacers one is real nice. I do like it.
I think that this match is as big as it seems, and I hope it's a good match. I feel like it's going to be one of those matches that when it's over, everyone's going to be like, that was kind of disappointing. Like, it's going to be like,
I hope not,
a 6-minute match that is like, that should have had a stipulation added to it. And it was a bunch of suplexes, a couple AAs, and maybe an F5, and it's over. I feel like that's what we're going to get. And then once it's done, there's never going to be an explanation for why it happened. And we're going to move on to the next nostalgia match for John Cena at Crown Jewel.
Interesting take. Jared, what do you think?
Well, I went back and forth on this Friday, but then I thought of something interesting. John Cena is booked for Crown Jewel, but he has no appearances between Saturday and Crown Jewel to build up a match. 0. So I'm thinking that Brock Lesnar wins. Brock Lesnar beats the shit out of John Cena, but John Cena doesn't give up. And then because he survives, Brock and him have a rematch at Crown Jewel, like a last man standing, or I quit or something. And that's where John Cena slays the beast finally. And then he goes on to War Games and the last couple appearances he's got. So I'm going Brock wins, but Cena lives to see the end of his retirement tour, which pisses off Brock for the rematch.
You know, that's an interesting take as well. I hate it though, because I'm a John Cena guy and I want to witness John win one last time in Indianapolis. He did not win the Royal Rumble. He finished in second, giving Jay that Royal Rumble win. So I was like, damn, the last time I got to see Cena in Indianapolis, he lost the Rumble. So for selfish and biased reasons, even though I do like that take, Jared, but I don't like it enough to go against my boy. I got John Cena beating Brock Lesnar, slaying the beast, and closing out the first WWE PLE on ESPN. Strong, standing tall, and I'll be there. I will be there going crazy, witnessing John Cena win live. Now, if John Cena does lose, Jared, I'm going to need you to record my reaction because that might be a meltdown of meltdowns.
Save right his tears so we can sell them.
But those are our predictions. Those are our predictions for Wrestlepalooza live this Saturday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. I will be there. Payton will be there. Jared will be there. Never say never. Wheezy Blonde could just show up out of nowhere. But before we go, there was one thing that I saw John Cena post on his Instagram, and I just kind of real quick want to get your guys' reaction to it. He posted a picture of Julius Irving, a.k.a. Dr. J. Is he foreshadowing a return of the Doctor of Thugonomics, or am I just hoping that we get that one last time? Did you guys pick up what John was throwing down on his Instagram there?
Yes.
I mean, probably. He'll probably show up and do it at least once. Because
when they did the Lesnar return all those years ago, remember when we were in Chicago, he came back and wore the chain for that. So
yes, he did. And remember, Jared, they let me in the Allstate Arena with my chain and lock that I made. I didn't think they were going to let me in because I thought for sure security would be like, no, dude, you're not coming in here with that.
Mark. Yes, he's a fucking Mark.
Yeah, Wheezy. I used to cosplay as John Cena from head to toe.
The stretch of youth.
He's naming his child after him.
Oh, speaking of that, John Cena, Wheezy, I don't know if I told you this or not, but when I saw John Cena in Chicago last month at Fan Expo, he cut a video for my son welcoming him to the world. So when my son is born, projected to be born in October, I don't know, we'll see. He'll come out when he wants to come out. But when my son is born, I will be releasing John Cena welcoming my son to the world. He cut a little promo for my kid.
That's super cool.
Yeah, he was super nice about it. He congratulated me, he said I'm going to be a great dad. And it was just so, I love John Cena. I love him.
He's fabulous. I love him.
He's the man. He's the man. So yes, I hope we do get the doctor of Thugonomics one last time. All right, Wheezy Blonde, speaking of time, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Before I let you go, plug all of your social medias, get everything out there to the fans that they might want to know. And I hope I see you in Indianapolis. I hope we get a surprise appearance from Wheezy Blonde at Wrestlepalooza.
Maybe. We'll see. But right now I am scheduled to stream through the entire week. You can find me streaming on YouTube and Twitch at Wheezy Blonde. I will be streaming Wrestlepalooza live tentatively at the moment. I'm scheduled for it. Okay. So 7 p.m. Eastern time. Doing AEW All Out before that. I do it every week, Monday and Friday for SmackDown. I'm trying to bring in more NXT. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I release videos every week about wrestling, and I just I try to make it fun and give you just a little bit of a different perspective of something to watch. Where you said you like listening to other people's opinions and stuff, I like to too, but I also like to make it a little fun and give you some like shenanigans and jokes and skits here and there. So that's where you can find me.
Well, we appreciate you, and thank you again for taking the time to run wild on WellsMania Podcast. I know a lot of people are going to be very excited when this episode releases, and that is because of you, Wheezy Blonde. Never change being you. You are loved. And
you too.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Wheezy Blonde, thank you very much. We'll send her on her way. She's a very busy woman. Payton, Jared, go ahead and plug before we go home here.
Stone Payne Productions on TikTok and Instagram. I am so close to that 10K mark on TikTok. TikTok has been acting weird lately. I don't know about you, Kyle, but I feel like we're in there's hills and there's valleys when it comes to that app. I feel like we're in a valley right now. I feel like I've been so close to 10K for like 3 months, and it's just inch by inch by inch, but we're getting there slowly.
You're going to hit it this weekend. You're going to hit it this weekend.
If he hits it this weekend, I will find an action figure or something.
Look,
and I'll donate it for a giveaway.
I wanted to do a giveaway. I was telling everybody 10K by Wrestlepalooza. I will go in the Wrestlepalooza Superstore and I will pick out a couple t-shirts to send to people. But, you know, I guess
I'll throw in an action figure.
There you go.
I'll throw in the CM Punk returns white shirt figure.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Right. Let's make it happen. If you want the giveaways, hit the follow button, Stone Payne Productions on TikTok and Instagram.
What about you, Jared? Plug your social media.
At JC Giles on X, Human Encyclopedia on TikTok. And if you guys see us this weekend around on Saturday, come by and say hi.
Thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you both at the Wrestlepalooza store, running wild all throughout Indianapolis, and at Wrestlepalooza at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Jared, I hope you are ready for all that I bring, because you and I, it's been a long time since you and I have attended a WWE event together. So this will be a nice little reunion for you and me. When was the last time you and I went to a show, man? It was probably,
I think,
like we sat next to each other.
Clash of Champions, maybe in 2016.
Dude, long overdue. So I look forward to sitting there, running wild with you. And Payton, I will probably see you at the Wrestlepalooza store. We'll have to collab together, brother. A lot of people enjoy when you and I do those collabs. People loved when we were out in St. Louis for Backlash. So here we are running wild again at another PLE together. Wrestlepalooza.
I'm sure we'll run into each other. Should we tell people where we're going to be hanging out after the show? Or should we keep that private?
I think we should keep that private, and if they find us kind of thing. Because we don't
scour the city.
Yeah. We don't want people stalking us out there in Indianapolis. If you find us, you find us. So, but thanks again, Payton. Thank you, Jared. Thank you to Wheezy Blonde. Yeah, if you see any of us, come up to us and say, hey, I'm going to be running wild, doing a lot of content at the Wrestlepalooza store and at Wrestlepalooza at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hey, see you this weekend in Indianapolis for Wrestlepalooza. And if you are coming to Indy, please be careful and have the time of your life. Until next episode, take care, stay positive, run wild, and dominate the day. WellsMania Palooza out.